In this episode, I'm really excited to cover the new RØDE VideoMic NTG. Let's get to it. To hang with the video, I'm going to show you how, in about a week or so, through the awesomeness of RØDE and Deity, how you can win one of these VideoMic NTGs or the Deity V-Mic D3 Pro. They're both awesome mics, so hang in there. Note this entire episode has been recorded with a Video NTG. I have normalized it to -19 LUFS just so you can hear it. I'm running it into a Mix Pre 3. I could certainly plug it into a camera, but every camera is different, every recorder is different. I have total faith in this as a baseline that I'm not going to introduce any audio noise through here, and I'll be able to isolate if this mic does introduce any type of electronic noise. Now, I'll show you later when you're setting these things up into your camera and how to do that properly. You want to take and adjust the input volume and the output volume of the mic. You jack this up, it's too noisy, you turn this down. Maybe you jack this volume up, you jack down the input level over here, and you just keep adjusting those just a little bit, and you'll be able to hear using headphones what introduces the most noise. And what you want to do is you want to dial those two in until you don't hear any noise in the headphones. It's as simple as that. Here's the RØDE VideoMic NTG. It's completely self-contained and comes with the REJECTION shock mount. The bottom of the shock mount is all machined aluminum, no plastic parts whatsoever. In cheaper mics, you'll not only get noisier mics, but you also get cheap plastic parts that always end up breaking. The bottom allows you to loosen the unit and slide it forward and backward, which is really handy for a top mounting camera mic, as you don't want the mic, especially on action cameras, showing up in your shot. Let's take a look at the shock mount itself. This is a really nice REJECTION shock mount, and as I said, everything is metal and the slide mechanism is a really great feature. These rubber cable holders allow you to route the included mic cord out of the way and not flapping around. And of course, the mic sits in these mounts firmly, which keeps any camera or handling noise out of your audio, especially if you're going to boom pull this thing, and that ruins your audio. Here's the mic itself, which comes with the foam wind cover. Let's pull that off and look at the mic. They've designed the ports on the mic just like their new design on the RØDE NTG 5. I have no idea if this makes any difference, but obviously the sound engineers at RØDE do, otherwise they wouldn't have spent the money on retooling for this new design. The front also has a bit of different design to replicate the new RØDE NTG 5. Down here we have the on and off switch. One long press turns the mic on as seen by the green light. Like the Deity mic, you have a variable output control, which is really handy for adjusting the mic mix between your auto recorder or camera. It's very smooth, which may be important if you need to adjust this while recording your audio. The USB connection is used to recharge the internal battery using the included USB cable and allows you to run direct into a computer for recording your audio for tutorials, podcasts, and more. The output port is how you connect your mic to the camera or audio recorder and has an interesting additional use. When using the USB cable into your computer, you can jack your headphones directly into the mic and monitor the audio on the mic end. It uses the supplied TRRS connector, which you'll know as it has 3 rings instead of the traditional 2 rings referred to TRRS. The mic can auto-sense what type of device you're connected to, a camera, an audio recorder, a smart device like an iPhone, Android, or iPad, to mention a few. The included cable is genius and a bit different from your typical cables. It's flat and has a bit of memory to it. When you bend it into position, it stays there, which is very handy when routing the cable to your camera or audio recorder. If I were going to hook this up to my camera, I could route this cable through these handy routing grooves and bend the cable to suit it so it stays out of the way, such as when I use the camera flip-out screen. A subtle feature, but shows RØDE really thought this through on how this mic is used in the real world. Generally, audio electronics and most DSLRs are really noisy, and running mics directly into a camera, especially older DSLRs, has always been a problem. Although every camera is different, here's the usual solution to that. Set your camera's audio mode to manual which allows you to control the audio going into your camera instead of the camera doing that thing we all hate. Jack the audio up when it hears nothing and go back to whatever level it thinks it should be at when it hears someone talking. It produces terrible audio on your videos. Once your audio is set to manual, move the input level of the camera all the way down to nothing, then move it up one click or one slot. You've done the best you can to remove the terrible and noisy internal camera electronics out of the mix, so now we can set the proper audio levels using the mic itself, which is why the level adjustment on these mics is particularly useful for on-camera mic mounting. Camera technology changes, so yours may be a bit different, but being able to have this option of adjusting the audio is a must in my opinion. When you get the mic, one of the first things you should do is check to see if there's an upgrade for the firmware. Power up the mic and connect the included USB cable. Your computer will recognize the mic, and that's also the way you would attach this to your computer for direct audio recording. One of the most important things about getting a new microphone, a shotgun microphone, it doesn't matter what microphone, is A, does it work as advertised, and B, how noisy are the electronics in the mic that are going to bleed over into your audio recording that just makes you rip your hair out. So let's do a short silence test and take a look at what this thing looks like. That's really, really quiet for a mic that's around $200-ish. I'm pretty impressed. I had the same results with the Deity V-Mic D3 Pro. Again, they're very similar in nature. Okay, if I were doing some sort of tutorials or some sort of podcast or something like that, this is perfectly legit. I would normally use up here. This is my Shure SM7B. I believe this is almost a $400 mic. And then you're running that down into a Mix Pre 3, which is almost a $700 recorder. I just wanted to test the lowest common denominator here. Could I use a shotgun mic? I'm just running the shotgun mic directly into the computer with the USB cable, which means I don't have to worry about running out of power either. Not that you would with 30 hours. Headphones connected to the mic. This thing sounds pretty legit. I'm keeping lowest common denominator. I'm not using anything fancy to record. I'm just recording this Camtasia screen over here. This sounds really legit. I'm hoping when I listen to it, which you're doing right now is listening to it, I'm hoping that it sounds really awesome, because in the headphones, it sounds freaking great. Now, if I walk around this mic and I just keep talking, I'm going to end up getting some sort of rejection off this thing. This is the back of the mic, and I just keep walking around, and you'll be able to see how this thing rejects sound from the back and the sides. That's why you get a shotgun mic. If you're booming this thing or you have it overhead, you of course want to make sure when you look up, I've done this before, when you look up that the mic isn't pointed that way or that way, and it's pointed down this way. This mic has built-in high-pass filters. What are high-pass filters? Basically, that allows the highs to pass through in the recording and cuts down on the lows. Right now you're listening to it with no high-pass filter or a low-cut filter. And you would use these, for instance, if you had some rumble or air conditioning or something like that. Now I've pressed the button right here and I am running with a 75 high-pass filter. Now I have the high-pass filter on here set to 150. It's going to be a subtle difference. Usually low rumbles or cars going by, it's going to try and cut those out to a degree. You don't want to completely cut that out. Otherwise, it's going to do weird stuff to your voice. Let's go back to no high-pass filter. Now this is a stereo microphone. In other words, it's not mono, it's not one channel. There's two channels running, a left and a right channel. Unique to this mic is the ability to do what's called a safety track. What's a safety track? You're recording and somebody comes along and yells loudly, or somebody's sitting here and all of a sudden they pick up an instrument and play. It's going to overdrive this mic, it's going to peak out the levels, and it's going to ruin your audio. There's a little red light over here, and if you peak out, it'll turn on. For me, I'm usually not sitting there looking at the mic, camping at the peaking and seeing this little red light turn on. I think that's useful in some cases. For me, not so much. Loud noise coming, you might want to turn your speakers down. Now I'm really talking loud and it should be peaking out! That was really loud, right? You just press the power button once and you'll see the little minus 20 dB light come on. So now what it's doing, it's taking the other channel and it's subtracting out to minus 20 dB. Having this minus 20 safety track is awesome, right from the microphone into the recorder. So I'm going to yell again and I'll show you what's happening on some meters on what's happening with the safety track. Here we go. Now I've pressed minus 20 dB on the track! Because we now have the safety track, when this loud yelling occurred, I have an option. I'm not sitting here with overcooked sound and I don't know what to do because I can't fix overcooked sound in post. Having the safety track, I can replace the not overcooked sound, the minus 20 dB safety track for that section, and my audio's okay. I think this is a great feature. The next feature is you can just take both tracks and drop them down by minus 20 dB. You press the power button again and that's what happens. A trumpet, or you're going to pull out some instrument and go into the mic and it's going to be really, really loud. Instead of diving for the meters over here, adjusting the sound for that trumpet blaring into the microphone, and then having to come back and figure out what the original was unless you wrote it down, and you get minus 20 dB on both. As you can see, I'm connected right up to the iPad. I have nothing else connected. I'm just using the internal mic. I'm pretty close to the iPad. It's going to give me the best sound that I have. Now I've jacked in the RØDE VideoMic NTG using the TRRS cable. It recognized it. I set the microphone level, I think it's about 4.5 on here, just to get it about the same as the one before. This should sound way better, and it's a great option if you're using something like an action camera, an iPad, a phone, an Android or whatever, and you're taking shots and you want to get really good, clean audio. Deity includes this really nice case to store your mic and all the accessories in it, so you can just carry it with you. The V-Mic did not include any type of case or any type of carrying thing. Now, is that a con? It may be for you, it may not. It depends how you work. If you're going to solely use this mic or have it boomed above you all the time, a carrying case for you may be just like, no big deal, don't care. You can also buy Pelican cases or different types of cases, or just use the cardboard box it came from to use it if you're transporting and moving around. If you are moving around a lot, or you're carrying it with you, or you're throwing this stuff in your trunk, absolutely. Having a carrying case is really awesome. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a ding and not having some sort of case, but that's really iffy. And again, it depends on how you use it and your general circumstances. Okay, what do I think about the RØDE VideoMic NTG? I think it's awesome. People have been using these RØDE mics as on-camera mics and as podcasting mics and as computer mics for years and years and years, and there's a reason why. RØDE makes great products. They back them by great warranties. and this is new tech. If you're sitting here in December 2019 or the 2020 and you're looking at upgrading your mic to something that really works well in most of the cases, this is a great mic. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the video that these awesome companies, Deity and Rode, are going to be offering through me an ability to win the VideoMic NTG or the Deity V-Mic D3 Pro, and in fact an entire location kit. You're going to be seeing that video shortly. Really simple. Click the link, enter your email, you're in. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. This mic sounds exactly like and works almost exactly the same as the Deity D3 Pro. Again, would I go for the Deity, the D3 V-Mic Pro? Absolutely I would. Would I go for this mic? Absolutely I would. It's up to you to decide, not someone else to tell you what to buy. Let's go to the second thing. There's been some stuff that Rode went and ripped off Deity's mic design. Okay, if I'm a Rode engineer, I'm going to come out with a brand new microphone. I'm going to go find the best design on the market that I can find and do everything I can and to analyze what makes it the best. And I'm going to add in my own features to make it even better. That's just smart. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get, can you review the Rode VideoMic NTG with the VideoMic Pro and the VideoMic Pro Plus? Oh, and the little tiny VideoMic and the new NTG 5 and the NTG 3 and the NTG 1, 2, and 4 and the Deity V-Mic and the Deity V-Mic Pro 3 and the AKG and the Neumann. Enjoy the comments below.